Have you ever found yourself caught in a moment of anger or frustration where a small incident turns your whole day upside down? What if I told you that you have the power to change how you react to the world around you? That by simply mastering the art of not reacting, you could transform your life? Let me take you on a journey, a story that will change the way you approach life's challenges, no matter how small or big they are. Once upon a time, a man sought the wise guidance of Gautam Buddha. He was struggling with his emotions, specifically his anger. Every little thing, whether it was a miscommunication or a bad day, triggered a storm of frustration inside him. He wanted peace, but he couldn't seem to find it. So he went to Buddha for advice. With a gentle smile, Buddha asked him to sit down and listen to a story that might change everything. In a faraway kingdom, there lived a powerful king. He ruled over a prosperous land, but he was also quick to anger. One day, the king decided to visit a neighboring kingdom ruled by a wise and peaceful king. The host kingdom welcomed the visiting king with a grand feast, and all seemed perfect. But then, something small and seemingly insignificant happened. The king of the visiting kingdom noticed a fly in his soup. Just like that, his mood soured. He immediately ordered a new bowl of soup, showing his frustration. The wise neighboring king, watching this unfold, leaned over and said, "Your Majesty, please do not be angry. It is just a fly. It does not matter." The king snapped back, "I cannot tolerate such things. Even something as small as a fly can ruin my mood." The wise king smiled, and with calm eyes he replied, "It is not the fly that ruined your mood. It is your reaction to it. You, and only you, have the power to control your emotions. Do not let them control you." This simple statement hit the visiting king like a wave. He had always believed that his anger was justified, that his emotions were a reaction to the outside world. But here, he learned the truth. It wasn't the world that needed to change. It was him. And from that day on, he practiced the art of not reacting. He started taking a moment to breathe, reflect, and choose how to respond rather than react impulsively. Over time, his kingdom flourished and his personal peace grew. He became a king who could weather any storm, internal or external. Now, let's bring this lesson closer to home. There's a man named Michael. Like many of us, he was emotionally driven. He would get angry, say things he regretted, and hurt those he loved. Every small frustration was a trigger for him, and he found himself constantly in conflict. But one day, Michael realized that his life was spiraling because of his impulsive reactions. He wanted something better. He wanted peace. So he made a choice. He started practicing mindfulness, taking a deep breath before reacting, and listening carefully to his emotions instead of allowing them to control him. He didn't suppress his anger. He acknowledged it, understood it, and then let it pass without reacting. It wasn't easy at first. It felt unnatural, like swimming against a current. But over time, he saw change. His relationships improved. His communication became more thoughtful. The arguments faded, and he was no longer the man consumed by anger. He realized that his peace didn't depend on the world around him. It depended on how he chose to respond. One day, his friend came to him, looking troubled and distressed. Michael listened patiently and offered words of comfort without reacting emotionally. His friend, amazed, said, "You always seem so calm. How do you do it?" Michael smiled and replied, "It's not that I don't feel anger or frustration. It's just that I've learned to control it. I've learned the power of not reacting, and it has changed my life." So, here's the lesson from the King and Michael. We can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. The power of not reacting isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about understanding them, accepting them, and choosing how to act instead of reacting. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you let your anger or frustration dictate your actions? How often have you regretted what you said or did in the heat of the moment? Here's where the real change happens. When we stop reacting impulsively, we start making better decisions. Our relationships improve. We start to see the world more clearly with a sense of peace that comes from within. Buddha's wisdom reminds us, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. If we master our thoughts, we master our lives. Here's the real magic. When you control your emotions, they stop controlling you. It takes time and practice, but when you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting in anger, you'll find that not only do your relationships improve, but you feel more in control and at peace. Now take a moment and ask yourself, what's one situation in your life where you can stop reacting and start responding? Can you find the peace in the chaos? Remember, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. The moral of story is simple. The only person who can change your life is you. And it starts with how you choose to react to the world around you. Practice mindfulness. Practice not reacting, and watch as your life transforms. As Buddha said, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. If you want to experience peace, let go of the things that weigh you down, whether it's anger, resentment, or fear. The greatest freedom comes from within. Now take a deep breath and remember, you have the power to control your emotions. You have the power to change your life. Let this story be the first step in your journey towards inner peace. If you found this story helpful, take a moment to reflect. Share this wisdom with others who might need it. Remember, happiness never decreases by being shared. Let's spread peace together.